Getting a deal done with the Americans before the deadline on trade is not the #1 issue for Premier Doug Ford. The Premier, who's in Thunder Bay for a housing announcement, says it's important that Canada responds with protectionism of its own. Much of the discussion going into the deadline has been about possible carve-outs for certain industries, like auto manufacturing. But the Premier says it's impossible for the federal government to come to an agreement with the U.S. when the President is likely to change his mind at the last minute.
Prime Minister Carney's trying his best, but this guy will say something one day, and he'll wake up, and the cheese slips off the cracker, and then all of a sudden he goes the other way. And you're thinking, how do you deal with a guy like this? Are we hoping that we can get a deal with zero tariffs? Yes. But I always say how we can kick back, and it's not the American people, kick back at President Trump. Let's start onshoring everything, absolutely everything we possibly can.
Another fallout from the trade war with the U.S. has been the cancellation of the Starlink deal. Starlink is owned by Elon Musk. Ontario had a $100 million deal with Musk. It has now been canceled. The government won't say how much it will cost to cancel that deal. Meanwhile, in the north, people have been waiting for years for reliable service. And today, Doug Ford says he's in conversation with Canadian companies like Rogers to try and come up with an alternative to Starlink. Alan Carter, City News.